Hello and welcome to the Home and Learn video course for visualbasic.net. I'm Kenny Carney. Let's see, what are we going to do in this lesson? We're in this section 5. We did this. And lesson 12. We'll do these. 13. We'll write some code for checkboxes. Like some option buttons called radio buttons. This one, if you want to follow along with the text tutorial. Let me get my coding window up and close this solution. Create a new project. New project. What shall I call this one? Checks and radios. See, checks and no space. Radios. Click OK, and let me make the form a little bit bigger. We're also going to be doing group boxes. And if you go to your toolbox, collapse this one, and what do we want? Containers. Go to group box, and if you double click that one, you'll see group box added. If you want to move it, you need to move your mouse over this. All those arrows, and you can move it into place, make it a little bit bigger, and that's something like that. And you don't need to change too many properties of group boxes. We can choose the text. It says group box 1 at the moment. Let's do something like I don't know, what colours do you like? What colours, English spelling, do you like? Question mark. You can change the font, so it just looks a little bit bigger. Font, we'll have it bold 10. Okay, what colours do you like? So we're going to be adding some checkboxes to this group box, and the reason why you do that, you add your checkbox to the group box, so that you can move them around as one. So you can move that one around, and all the checkboxes will move with it. So for the checkbox, if you click on it once to select it, and you move your mouse back over the form, and you draw one out on top of the group box, it'll become part of that group box. So when you click on the group box, and you can see the checkbox is also moving along with it, so it's contained in there. That's why it's a container. Click on your checkbox. You can change the text of this one. Text. I'll just add a colour. Let's say red. And you can see it's also bold with the same font size. We'll change that in a moment. But what you can do, have a click on a checkbox. Press Control and C, and you can paste them. Paste another one. Control V for Victor. V, we'll add 5 on there, on here, bottom. That's checkbox 2. That one was checkbox 1. That's 3. That's going to become important. That's another colour. It's blue. Checkbox 3. And I have one yellow. That's not yellow, is it? 2 L's in yellow. Green, and another colour. It's a purple. Let me check this one. Can we move them around? Yep, we move them around as one. And if I start this form, you'll see the behavior of this one. Alright, so select that one, I can select them all. I can deselect them. Let me center that form like I did last time. Start the position, center screen. Yep. Right, if you go back to your toolbox and add a button to your form, Yeah, make it a bit bigger. Change the text. Selected. Close. And change the name, I think. See, button colors. If I click back onto one of these checkboxes, you'll see there's a property called check state somewhere. There it is, check state. Right, it's got unchecked, checked, indeterminate. We'll just use unchecked and checked. This one. I would double click in on your button and you'll see how that works. If you want to get at which checkbox was actually selected, you can do so in an if statement. If, right, checkbox 1, that one, and dot, and at check state property, check state, alright, and an equal sign. So then you can see that one highlighted, check state checked, there's a value of 1, check state checked. And then you can do something like in the message box, not sure, red, something like that. Right, debug, start, select red, click on my button, and there it is, red. We have 5 checkboxes on the form. So we need to examine each one to see if it has been checked or not. I'd also like to keep a count of how many of these checkboxes have been checked. So with that in mind, I'm going to paste some code into this button. That way you won't have to watch while I type it all. So I'm just going to pause. Yeah, and there we go. That's all that code. So for the checkbox state, I've got checkbox 1 there, the check state equals check state checked. I've also got checkbox 2, checkbox 3, checkbox 4, and I've got a checkbox 5 as well. Alright, so that's exactly the same as that one. Right, so if you have a look at the top of the code, I've got 2 variables there. I've got a message variable, which is a string, and I've sent that to blank string, which is 2 double quote marks, and I've also got a counter, and I've set that to 0. If you have a look at this first line here, I've got message equals message and checkbox 1.text and VB new line. If that is a little bit confusing, start to the right of here to this bit. So if I were, this is the red button. It's the blue one, I think. Yeah, that's red, that's blue. So if I was to select this one, in the message would first start out as a blank string, so there would be nothing in there. The text from the checkbox 1 would be red, and I've got VB new line. So blank, red, VB new line. And all that will be stored into the message variable. If I were then to select the second checkbox as well, which is the blue one, well, for the message it will now be red plus VB new line, so that will be stored in there, and that would be blue, right? Text on the checkbox 2, and another VB new line. And then all of that again will get stored into message. So if I check that one and that one, it would read red plus blue plus VB new line. It all gets stored into message. The same thing is happening for counter. So it starts off as 0, and if I were to select the red, then that would be 0 plus 1. So you've got 1 stored into the. And if I was to select the second checkbox, which is blue, if the counter would now be 1 in there. So 1 plus 1, 2 will be the counter. Same if I got the red. If I selected, that's not red, is it? That's green perhaps, something like that. So the counter would then be 2 plus 1, is that right? 2 plus 1, 3, and so on and so forth, right down at the bottom. Yeah. Hopefully you can understand that one. Let me add another message box right at the bottom, outside of all these if statements. Sure. And let's see what we want for this one. Add some text first. Selected colors. And I want the number of selected colors here. So let me add this end. Puts that counter. How many were selected? And I can add a VB new line. VB new line. And finally, not like that, into the message itself, the one we've been building up. Yeah, let's see how that one works. Start. Form, which colours do you like? Let me just select one. Right. Select the colours. Right, selected colours equals 1. That's the counter. And for red, that is the text from the checkbox. Let me do 2. Blue as well. Right, selected colours is now 2, red and blue. Yellow. Yellow, the third one. 3, blue, red, yellow. Green. Green. Selected colours in 4. 5. And all 5 colours in the message box. Let me deselect a few. See if it still works. Yeah, 3. Red, green, purple. Right, so that's checkboxes. Use the check state property of the checkbox in an if statement, and then you can examine whether it was selected or not. Right, so what I want you to do now is to design a form like this one. So as you can see, I've added another group box, which is in the containers down here. So add another group box. And this time, instead of dragging the checkbox onto your group box, if you drag one of these, a radio button, you can draw them out onto the form. And then once you've got 5, if you change the text property of them up again, just, yeah, don't want that one, right? Get rid of that one. Right, so you need to change the text property again, red, blue, yellow, green and purple. If you can see this one, these are not bold, all these colours, and these are. If you want to switch off the bold, if you select one of your controls, and then hold down your control key, click another one, 3, 4, 5, and then font. Switch it to regular, and there we go. Switches the bold off. Right, so when you've added your group box and your radio buttons, add another button. You can do something like fab color, favorite color, whatever you want, and the button name begin fab. And if you double click this one to get the code, I'm doing that on. Let's see, add it there, button fab. And let's have a look at the code for the radio buttons. But this time, the radio button, again, it's got checked property. But this time we do like this. If so radio button on dot checked, and you just examine whether that's true or not. Is it true? Then you do something. If radio one button. Right, I've got to paste all this code in. Yes, I need another variable. Right, so let me add something here. Name fab color as string. I'll set it to blank. Right, so this time you don't need to build up a message, because for radio buttons you can only select just the one radio button. You can't select all of them. And you can add a message box here, but we're going to put something into this one. Color equal. Right, so I can just get the text of the radio button. Radio button on dot text. So I got radio button text, and you can add an else if part here. else if. You can copy all that if you wanted to. No, I won't copy all this. Tell you what I'll do, I'll copy all this code I had. The one you saw there, let me copy all this. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, I've finally pasted that one in. So it's just going to, if radio button 1.checked equals true, then we put the text from that particular radio button into fav color. Else if radio button 2.checked equals true, then you put the text from radio button 2 into fav color. And so on, you continue down for all 5 of your buttons. And again, let me have a message box. Message box dot show. And your garage is ampersand and that variable fav color variable. I haven't spelled that right, have I? Oh, I'm going to take spelling lessons. Your favorite color is and fav color. See how that works? Again. Right, so you notice if I select blue, I can only select just the one of these, blue, red. And the reason why is because they're all on the same group box. If I were to add a second group box, then any radio buttons I placed on that second group box would belong only to that second group box, if that makes sense. So in other words, you can only select one radio button per group box. Right, let me have blue. Favorite color. Your favorite color is blue. Favorite color is purple. Right, so for this group box, you've got checkboxes. If you want more than one option, if there's only one option, like say male, female, or credit card, debit card, that kind of thing, you can have one of these. Your favorite color is yellow. Right, so that is the radio buttons, and that is the checkboxes. I will see you in the next video.